Now, good morning, Mananda. Today we can discuss about muscular tissue. See, muscular tissue. Last class we can discuss about the fluid connective tissue. Today we can discuss about the muscular tissue. See, in muscular tissue, one of the questions they will ask from the NEET level and also to MCET level. Why? Because this muscular level is connected with the first year and the second year topics. See, first, what is the origin of the muscular tissue? The muscular tissue is origin is the mesodermal origin. Mesodermal origin, I already said, in embryonical stage. And then except iris muscles and the ciliary body is the ectodermal region. What is iris muscles and ciliary body means? In eye they having a, in retina region they having a specialized muscles, that is the iris muscles and ciliary body. By the presence of the iris muscles, it can controls the length of the pupil. By the contraction of this iris muscles and the relaxation of the iris muscles, the pupil will be adjusted, dilated, or it will be contracted. And this is the ciliary body. This ciliary body can hold the lens in the correct position. That is the use of the iris muscles and the ciliary body present in the eye region. That is arises from which origin? Ectodermal origin. Now, what is the characteristics of that muscular tissue? The characteristics of the muscular tissue is the excitability, conductibility, and contractibility. Excitability means, suppose I want to contract my muscle. When I want to contract my muscle, compulsory from the brain they can send a signal. Now this is a muscle. This muscle wants to contract and relax. From the central nervous system it can send the signals. When the send the signals then can reach to the muscle fiber, it can undergoes excitation or stimulation. That is called as a excitability. Conductibility. Now that message will be enter here. That message can move from the one place to the another place. That is called as a conductibility. Contractibility, shorten. Extensibility, extend. That's why these are the characters can be seen in the muscular tissue. Then what is the main use of the muscular tissue? If the body they can move from the one place to the another place, that is regarding to the movement, regarding to the locomotion, compulsory we need what type of tissue? Muscular tissue. And then it is also based upon the environmental condition, it can maintain the temperature. How? Based upon the environmental condition, it can maintain the temperature. Means, suppose outside the environment is so cold. At that time, your body need a heat. When your body need a heat means, when at the time of the cold, you are shivering like this. When you have to shivering like this, what will happen? The muscles undergoes the contraction. When the muscles undergoes the contraction, they can produce the heat and it can maintain our body constantly. That is one of the main use of the muscular tissue. Now, what is the structure of the muscular tissues? Now here, see, in muscular tissue, they having a muscle fibers are present. Muscle fibers. Now, this muscle fibers I named as a myofibrils, and they having a elongated cells like this. Elongated cells is present, that is called as a myocytes. That is called as what? Myocytes. Now I can take as a, this one is a muscle fiber. It will be covered by a plasma membrane That plasma membrane is called as a sarcolemma. That is called as what? Sarcolemma. Now, in this they having a plasm, like a cytoplasm, that is called as a sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm. In this sarcoplasm, they having a endoplasmical reticulum. In sarcoplasm, this endoplasmical reticulum is called as a sarcoplasmical reticulum. Sarcoplasmical reticulum. And very very important one, sarcoplasmical reticulum is the storehouse of calcium. Storehouse of calcium. What is the use of the calcium we will discuss later. And then here they having a mitochondria. Here the mitochondria is called as a sarcosomes. That is the powerhouse of the cell, sarcosomes. And then in this muscle fiber, they having a parallelly arranged filaments is called. That filaments is called as a myofilaments. That is called as what? Myofilaments. In this myofilaments, they having a thick and thin filaments is present. Thick and thin filaments is present. Thick filaments having a myosin protein. Having what protein? Myosin protein. Thin filament having a actin protein. Thin filament having what protein? Actin protein. Based upon thick and thin filaments, the muscle fibers or muscles look like a dark bands and light bands. Dark bands and light bands. That appearance is called as a striated appearance. That's why first what I said, muscle fiber. Muscle fiber is covered by a membrane. That membrane is called as a sarcolemma, and they having a plasm that is called as a sarcoplasm, and they having a endoplasmical reticulum that is called as a sarcoplasmical reticulum, that is the storehouse of the calcium. And here they having a mitochondria that is called as a sarcosomes. In muscle fibers they having a parallelly arranged filaments. That filaments is called as a myofilaments. Now on myofilaments, they having a dark color bands and light color bands. Here the dark color bands having a protein, that protein is called as a myosin. Light color bands having a protein that is called as a actin. Based upon dark and light, the muscle fiber is look like a striped appearance. That's why if the stripes are present, that is called as a striated muscles. If the stripes is not there, that is called as a non-striated muscle fibers. Now here, now this is a muscle fiber. Statement important. On muscle fiber covered by a connective tissue sheath. I am not saying as a membrane. I can name it as a connective tissue sheath, that is called as a endomysium. That is called as what? Endomysium. Now this is the totally, it is a muscle. In muscle they are having so many muscle fibers is present. This is one muscle fiber. Some of the muscle fibers combined, they can form a bundle. That bundle is called as a fascicle. That bundle is called as what? Fascicle. And then this fascicle is covered by a connective tissue sheath. That is called as a perimysium. Now, like this bundles, that is called as a fascicles. So many fascicles combined. That is covered by a connective tissue sheath. That is called as a epimysium. That is called as what? Epimysium. Now totally this is a muscle. Now this muscle is attached to the bone. When the muscle is attached to the bone, that type of muscles is called as a skeletal muscles. Basically, in our body, three types of muscles is there. One is the skeletal muscles, another one is the smooth muscles, another one is the cardiac muscles. That's why what is skeletal muscles? The muscles which are attached to the bones, that type of muscles is called as a skeletal muscles. Now this muscle is attached to the bone by a connective tissue. That connective tissue is called as a tendon. I already said tendon is a dense regular connective tissue. That's why first of all what I said, this is the muscle fiber. This muscle fiber is covered by a connective tissue sheath that is called as a endomysium. So many muscle fibers is combined, they can form a bundle. That bundle is called as a fascicle. Now that is covered by a connective tissue sheath that is called as a perimysium. So many bundles will be combined and they can form a covering sheath that is called as a epimysium. Now total this one is the muscle. That muscle is attached to the bone by a connective tissue. That connective tissue is called as a tendon. That muscles is called as a skeletal muscles. That's why now can you say in muscle from outer to inner layer means, now first I can say it as a epimysium. After epimysium, perimysium. After perimysium, fascicle. After the fascicle, endomysium. After the endomysium, this is the muscle fiber. That's why if we go for inner to outer means muscle fiber, endomysium, fascicle, perimysium, epimysium. Tomorrow class we can discuss the differentiation of the skeletal muscles, smooth muscles and the cardiac muscles. Damn sure one question they can ask from the skeletal tissue. It is very important.